Hey, Jeff Holiday here again. Time to watch one of my favorite YouTubers. Fair and balanced, enlightened centrist Lauren Shen. I'm sure she's going to have amazing takes about the whole Kanye West situation. If you don't know what the whole Kanye West situation is, too bad. I'm not going to recap it right now. Maybe she will. Here we go.
Hey, Lauren here. Let's talk about the whole Kanye West situation. As
Sure.
we all know by now, Kanye West seems to be in another one of those phases where he is very interested in talking about social issues, current events, and politics.
You mean when his borderline personality disorder kicks in or some shit?
We saw this previously from him before at around 2016. He ended up kind of backing away from these issues, but now that perhaps he's divorced from his wife, Kim Kardashian, who seemed to be trying to put a muzzle on him when it comes to these more controversial things.
He has divorced dad vibes. Yeah, no, he definitely does.
He's back at it full speed ahead. Not only did he wear the White Lives Matter shirts with Candace Owens at Fashion Week, but he also did a very highly publicized interview with Tucker Carlson on Fox News. And if you missed it, I did do an entire video dedicated to at least the first part of that interview. Check it out if you haven't already. And now
I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah. So Kanye has been friends with Candace Owens for a while. Candace Owens is notable for her admiration of Hitler and being a soulless grifter. And sure enough, Kanye was walking around in a White Lives Matter shirt. I ascribe that to abuse of somebody with a deficiency.
Now, that interview was apparently so long that they chose to break it up into two different parts, airing on 2 different days. And it was right on the heels of the second part of that highly publicized Fox News interview airing that Kanye decided to break the internet a little bit. He posted, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people."
All capitals. Jewish people!
All caps. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and try to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda.
So, okay, first of all, probably not a good look to say you're going to go DEFCON 3 on any ethnic minority, but especially on Jewish people, especially hanging out with Candace. Hitler would have been fine if he just tried to make Germany great again and not be expansionist. Owens, probably just not really a good look. I have a theory. What is it? It's Pete Davidson, right? That ended up dating his wife. Yeah. Okay. Just looking at something real quick. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I was just kind of curious to see if Pete Davidson is Jewish. I have a feeling that might be part of it. Because that would make a lot of sense. Yep, he does have some Jewish ancestry. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
So muy caliente, to say the least, and that tweet was very quickly deleted by Twitter. And now, as you can imagine, that tweet, despite getting deleted, did get a lot of very negative attention, with many people rushing to say this proves that Kanye West is not only anti-Semitic, but is actually threatening the lives of Jewish people with that phrase, DEFCON 3. Now,
listen, it doesn't say any explicit threats necessarily, but it's really not a good look. The Lost Tribe of Kanye, yeah. It's supposed to be DEFCON, but either he doesn't know what DEFCON is and he thought DEFCON, or he did want to say DEFCON knowing it's not DEFCON. Either way, doesn't fucking matter. It implies that he's going to a state of military readiness against Jewish people.
In my opinion, regardless of what else you think about that tweet, I don't actually think Kanye West was threatening anyone. I think he genuinely thought that DEFCON was actually DEATHCON. And why he chose 3 instead of 1 to 5, no clue.
It doesn't make it any better, because DEFCON is military readiness for either defense or assault against somebody, and it's it doesn't matter.
Say what you want about whether this tweet is prejudiced or not, but I think it is a very far cry to say that this should count as a threat. And I know it may surprise some of you to hear this, and it's kind of surprising me actually, but it turns out that this Kanye tweet is actually causing somewhat of a rift, or at least disagreement, in conservative circles, which we're going to be getting into. But first, I do want to say a big thank you.
Fuck off. No free promotions for your shitty sponsors. No. All right, here we go.
As I said with that Kanye West tweet, a lot of people were quick to condemn it as a threat of violence, which I think is totally ridiculous. And those people aside, there were still many more people who, even though they didn't think that Kanye West was threatening violence, still thought that the tweet was anti-Semitic. However, at least one person who seemed to hold off on condemning Kanye was Candace Owens, who, when addressing the whole situation in her podcast, said this.
Of course, Candace Owens isn't going to condemn Kanye. Kanye is her fucking meal ticket right now.
For an honest person, when you read this tweet, you had no idea what the hell he was talking about.
True, because he writes like a toddler.
I had no idea when I read this tweet what the hell he was talking about. This tweet inspired questions, not answers. First and foremost, what is DEFCON 3?
Now that clip was shared very heavily on.
Okay. I mean, you can think about it. And it's very, very hard. You have to twist your brain into a fucking pretzel for it not to sound really bad. But whatever.
Social media, with a lot of people saying that this was Candace Owens defending Kanye and his anti-Semitic tweets. But I think if you go back and watch that clip and pay very close attention, you will notice that Candace Owens is not really defending Kanye or what he said at all here. Essentially what she says there is that she didn't understand Kanye's tweet. She doesn't know what he means. Because
that is the best thing that you can possibly do. Because there is no good interpretation of it. This is so fascinating. This is so fascinating. Like these fucking soulless grifter fucks are caught in such a quagmire with this situation that they literally cannot figure out a way to paint it in a good light. This is wild.
And that we should be asking him what exactly he means before rushing to condemn him, and certainly before trying to accuse him of committing another Holocaust. And you know what? I have to say that I agree with Candace Owens here. As soon as I saw that that tweet was deleted, I immediately lamented that now we will never know exactly what Kanye West was going to say. And
why should we give a shit what Kanye West has to say? He's proven, like, repeatedly for years and years now that he's a fucking moron. He's a moron. He's out of touch with reality. He's mentally fucking unstable. Why does anybody need to know the wisdom of Kanye West's, like, DEFCON 3 against the Jews tweet? What the fuck?
And I think that is exactly why censorship, when it comes to this kind of stuff, is such a bad idea. If nothing else, actually hearing and waiting to see what Kanye said would have either just solidified the fact that, yeah, the man is bigoted, or maybe absolved him, but now we will never know that.
See, we could find out whether or not this multiple millionaire, I don't think he's a billionaire yet, but multiple millionaire, rich, affluent dude who can literally do almost anything he fucking wants. It's too bad that we can't find out if he's anti-Semitic or not. So really, if you think about it, the bad guy is Twitter. Well, fuck my mouth. What the shit?
That situation, that clarity has been taken from us because Twitter, as usual, was way too fast to hit the ban button. And now this is the part that frustrates me, because here, on the one hand, we have what Kanye West said, his tweet, and some people calling him anti-Semitic. Okay, that's one issue. But once Candace Owens made that statement on her show, basically saying, hey, let's not be too quick to attack someone. Let's try to figure.
He has $2 billion net worth? Wow, dang. Why aren't we thinking of the poor billionaires? Fucking Twitter. And yeah, he has a fucking Instagram. He could totally put a clarifying statement out on that.
Figure out what he means first, because frankly, we just don't know. That tweet wasn't very clear. Just for saying that, which, keep in mind, is not really a defense of what Kanye said. It's I don't know what Kanye said. Candace Owens has also since been smeared as an anti-Semite. One of the people who shared that.
Really? Candace Owens? No way. Why in the world would Candace Owens be smeared as potentially anti-Semitic? This is so strange to me. This is so So weird.
Chair, in congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witnesses. And of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first question.
So, yeah, it's weird. Why? Yeah, that face that she's making is fucking great. Why in the world would anybody think Candace is fucking anti-Semitic? It's weird. It's weird. I wonder why that is. That's so strange. Weird.
Clip of Candace online is someone named Jason Campbell. His entire job is just essentially to sit around all day clipping different parts of Daily Wire shows and spreading them online to try to make them look bigoted. In my opinion, though, he usually just makes them look base, especially Matt Walsh. What can you expect? He works for Media Matters for America, which is a trash organization. But when sharing that clip of Candace, he wrote, Candace Owens on Kanye West's anti-Semitic tweet. If you are an honest person, you did not think this tweet was anti-Semitic, adding, it's like you cannot even say the word Jewish without people getting upset. And that thread became a hot spot, not just for calling Kanye West anti-Semitic or Candace Owens wrong for not seeing how it was anti-Semitic, but also calling Candace Owens anti-Semitic. Anna Casper.
Now, what's great too is there was Kanye went on to this show. I think it was called Drinks Champ or some shit like that. Drink Champs, and they asked him to clarify his tweet, and he went off about how there's a giant conspiracy and like Jews have super secrets and blah 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 blah. It's so fucking crazy, so fucking nuts.
Arian wrote absolute trash. Jim Salter wrote, even after my whole ass life of the GOP and 7 freaking years of the Trumplican GOP, they still regularly manage to take my breath away with their BS. And someone else named Harris Piskin for Democracy just kind of weighed in with Candace Owens is an effing idiot. It's very great and meaningful discourse happening over there. But Candace Owens, I think to her credit, never being one to bow down to cancel culture, she kind of doubled down on the fact that she was not willing to condemn Kanye West for a tweet she did not understand. And so at the premiere of her new documentary, The Greatest Lie Ever Sold, Candace Owens was actually in attendance with Kanye West. And full disclosure, I was invited to this event. I did go. I did not get to meet Kanye, though. A lot of people seemed to meet him afterwards, after the film had screened. I actually kind of had to run home, and this may be TMI, but it's a mom moment, so I'm sharing it because my milk was coming in and I was in a lot of pain. So
Okay. All right. Listen. I don't know what the whole point of this is. I guess it's just so I was sort of kind of close at one point to Kanye West, and then my tits were leaking. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. This is getting really fucking repetitive, though. I want to see what she says about old Benny, though. This is going to be interesting.
With all of that negative attention on Candace for being with Kanye and with what he said about Jewish people, it could come as no surprise, really, that eventually Ben Shapiro weighed in on this whole thing.
Let me just say this. Candace and I disagree about a wide variety of topics. One of the features, not the bugs, of Daily Wire Plus is the fact that we openly disagree about all of this stuff. I share my opinions about what I think Candace is saying. She shares her opinions about what she thinks. Then I'm saying we battle it out. It's one of the things that you get at Daily Wire. When it comes to Candace's defense of those remarks, I think Candace is dead wrong on what she said. While respecting her relationship with Kanye, she knows Kanye better than I do. She knows his motivation. Okay, whatever. All of that I'm sure is true, and I will take that for granted.
Okay.
What she said about Kanye, I radically disagree with. I think that she is dead wrong. I think that it is not it betrays a lack of understanding about.
Interesting. Okay. So Ben is like, actually, no, it's inappropriate. Interesting. Huh.
Anti-Semitism and the scope of anti-Semitism. but we're allowed to have those disagreements. That's the way this works.
And similarly, Derry Boring, who's, I think, co-CEO of the Daily Wire, he also wrote, do you agree with Candace's defense of Kanye's comments? Answer, I disagree with a lot of it. Question, so why did Daily Wire allow her to say it and invite him to her premiere? Answer, allow, we aren't in the business of telling our hosts what to think, say, or do. Now, that kind of attitude that you can disagree with one of your hosts, but still have them as part of your platform and still talk about it and still be friendly with them, that is exactly what we should want in the
that's probably because they don't want to split or divide their vibes and feelings anymore. I mean, look, it's a laudable goal. It's a laudable goal to have the ability to have differences of opinion on your platform. Sure. Do I think that any of these fucking people are that genuine? No, but you know what? I'll give Ben a little bit of credit for that. I rarely will give Ben credit because I think he's a lying piece of shit most of the time. But you know what? Him having the ability to take a stand and not have to like fall in line, it number one, it shows that there might be some truth to their convictions. I doubt it, but there might be. But also, what it is even more telling is that Kanye is not so big of a fucking ticket that their embrace of him is more important. Is important to the point where they're just going to kowtow and let him dictate policy and position. That's what it tells me. I don't know. Leaky McBoob Dumbface here. The stupid video. Dumb, stupid video. Obviously going along with Candace because she is hollow-headed and has no soul. I don't know. Do I want to give it I'll give it a few more. Let's see what she says next.
Right-wing movement. However, despite those words, as many people, myself included, did notice, the official Daily Wire account didn't promote Candace's premiere where she had Kanye, and the other Daily Wire hosts were not in attendance of that premiere, though they do all have other engagements. I think Ben is in Israel and Matt Walsh is on his college tour, but some people might wonder, all right, well, if this is not a problem, why couldn't the scheduling have been changed so that you could attend this premiere of your platform's film? Or at the very least, why could you not have promoted it or said congratulations for it on your social media? But that wasn't done either, even though that could be done no matter where you are in the planet, what other engagements you have. And so
probably because they don't agree and they think what Kanye is doing is fucking stupid. And they're right. They're also total pieces of shit as well, but they're right in this. It's as simple as that. Lauren is just upset like because why can't we all just get along and embrace this virulent anti-Semite? I don't know. It's weird, Lauren. I hope someday you'll be able to figure it out, okay?